Everyone, we are here with Kimberly-Sue Murray. She is the star of the new film Traitor. It's coming out in on VOD on August 10th from XYZ Films. Kimberly, is it Kimberly or Kimberly-Sue?
Well, I mean, legally it's Kimberly-Sue, but you can call me Kim.
Okay, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be chatting with you.
Oh, thank you so much for taking the time. Yeah, it's you know, as I said just before we got on, I was watching the film and your character is intense. And
A little
so
bit.
yeah, she's at 11. And it was nice to see a smiling face. But can you tell us about the film?
Yeah, so Traitor is a single room, single actor psychological thriller about this manipulative sociopath who decides that she's going to take on the stock market, learn how to day trade, and basically she starts a war against the finance world and pharmaceuticals.
Well, that's a valiant thing to do. But um yeah, she's crazy. And
She's crazy.
she's a lot. Can you tell us about your character? Because she's never really named, is she?
No, she's not. We know very little about her, and I guess that's what was appealing to me, because I got to create a whole backstory that we never, you know about, basically. And so you don't know if anything that she says is true or not.
Yeah, she's like the film opens with her tricking some old guy into giving up credit card information, and she just puts on different personas, right?
Yeah, she has a bag full of tricks and accents to play with, and it's the this idea of people have a lot more courage hiding behind a computer or behind a phone. So she has all
Definitely.
these personas that she uses to get what she wants.
And yeah, definitely keyboard warriors. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just hide behind a digital wall there. Can you when and where was the film shot?
We shot it in Toronto in February 2022. Yeah.
Okay.
We shot in the basement of a barber shop for
Wow.
12 days. Yeah, it was very, very intense and
I mean,
cold and
I
moist.
but oddly, the fresh scent of hair care products. Um, you know, because you were in a barber. Um, and let's see here. So you stayed down there in a basement of the barber shop for 12 days to
Mm-hmm.
this film. And as I mentioned, the role is remarkably intense.
Yeah.
How did you keep the energy going?
Well, funny enough, I it's easier for me to start my day and not stop until I'm done my day than to stop and go. I
Mhm.
find that that's what's exhausting on set as an actor. You we say it's like hurry up and wait. So you get to set, you get processed, you get into your wardrobe, and then you sit in your trailer for like 5 hours until they need you.
Mhm.
And I find that to be quite exhausting, the waiting around. So for this, because I was the only one on camera and I was in literally every shot, I was just in it from 8 in the morning to whenever we wrapped. So that it was surprisingly energizing to just be so involved in the creative process. And it was, my first time doing a single actor feature film. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to do that again, but it just got my creative juices flowing, and it was so collaborative. And I was a producer on it, so I had quite a bit of say. And so I worked very closely with Corey, and we had all the voice cast they were on set with me. So I got to meet everyone. You know, I had a say in casting. And then, you know, they were upstairs. They were set up upstairs, and then we had a speaker downstairs so I could hear them. But, you know, it was nice to know that they were there.
Mhm.
Otherwise it's quite lonely. And we didn't want me to be just talking to the phone and then have like a random person give me the lines. We wanted it to be live.
Right, and have
Yeah.
that live energy and in the performance.
Oh yeah, it's so important.
The movie felt to me like, you know, Aronofsky's Pie and The Beautiful Mind,
Okay, yeah.
just mixed up. But did you did you know much about day trading and anything like that before you did the film?
Absolutely nothing. But luckily Corey, our director, knows everything about it. So he gave me a bit of a crash course. And so I knew the basics, and I understood what was happening, but I did not go on a deep dive because I cared more about justifying her actions and having a backstory than, you know, over like, you know, obsessing over the trade market.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way? Why did you choose that route to enhance your performance?
Well, because this character is doing terrible, terrible things. And as an actor, I need to come from a place of understanding and compassionate for her. And I need to be able to justify her actions for myself. And because there's no exposition in terms of her backstory, we don't know anything about her. I had to create that for myself. And so there was like a lot of, you know, Corey and I chatted about, you know, what could be true, what couldn't. And then I actually worked with a dialect coach, uh, and did a lot of emotional preparation with her. She does emotional preparation work with actors. And so we created a whole life, because otherwise the scenes just fall flat. And I also didn't want her to just be like this sociopath, like crazy person. Like I wanted her to have her reasons for doing that. And it's like her backstory, her life pushed her to this success, to this need for success, for this desperation to come on top of the world. And otherwise I there's no way into the character, and I think it would have fallen flat.
Yeah, that's totally fascinating. You're right. The sympathy would translate and get the audience on board as well.
Yeah, because I think there's a trap to this movie, and it's just to play her like a maniac. And the truth is, I mean, and again, Kim, the human being, I don't stand by her actions. Don't get me wrong here, but I think as an actor, you need to be able to embody your character, and justify it for yourself. And that was the challenge.
mm,
And
yeah.
it's pretty messed up. It's messed up what she does.
Well, and you know, so was Hannibal Lecter, but he was hungry, you know.
Exactly.
So,
Hunger.
now how did the project come about? I mean, like Corey Stanton wrote and directed,
Hmm.
and you mentioned that you were also a producer. So can you tell me how the project developed?
Yeah. So, um, Michael James Regan, a producer on the movie, uh, is an old friend. I've known him, you know, just in the Toronto industry for like 10 years. And he had been following my career, and we had stayed in touch. And he and I had tried to work together a few times. And anyway, he brought me this project, and he was like, I think you'd be great for this. Can you give it a read and let me know what you think? And I read it, and at the time, it's exactly the kind of work I wanted to do. Like I wanted to do something scary, and the script scared the living shit out of me. Pardon my French. Um, And so he set up a meeting with Corey, and I actually had to not convince Corey because he was interested, but it was kind of like, I had done a lot of rom-coms and a lot of like, you know, I did Shadowhunters, V Wars, a lot of like supernatural stuff, and this movie lives in a different world. And so I actually went home, and I sort of went back through all of my old audition tapes and found key moments, like things that traitor her arc, and I found these tapes, and I put together some scenes and I sent it to Corey, and I was like, this is my take of traitor, and this is what I can do. And he's like, all right, you got the part.
Nice.
And then after that, because it was, it's a very, very indie micro budget thing. That's how I got the producer credit. It was just from like, a close collaborative relationship with Corey, and being the only actor there. It was important for Corey for me to feel like a sense of ownership with the project. So that's how I got involved that way.
Excellent, excellent. And has it screened anywhere? And if so, what has the reception been so far?
Well, it went to the Hamilton Film Fest, and it won a bunch of awards there, and I won Best Performance in a feature. Thank you. I was very excited. And then it went to Panic Fest in Florida. It hasn't done a ton of festival, and I think it's because it's a hard movie to sort of label, because like, is it horror? Is it a thriller? I describe it as a psychological thriller, like a very stylized psychological thriller, but it's hard to label. But yeah, it's getting released on VOD in the States on the 10th, and then in Canada on the 22nd, and I believe we have a to be release in a couple months.
Oh,
so finally, the world gets to see it.
Finally. Well, seriously, it's a lot of fun. Again, very intense, and your performance was definitely something worthy of an award for sure. Do you see yourself doing any more thrillers or horror? Is this a genre that you love?
Oh yeah. I don't like to pigeonhole myself. So I'm actually working on a horror film next. So that'll be a nice change of pace. I mean, yeah, I wrapped last month on Die Alone with Carrie-Anne Moss, Douglas Smith, and Frank Grillo. It's a post-apocalyptic sort of zombie love story. So that's kind of a genre piece. And then, yeah, I kind of like to do it all. I like to flex my actor muscle.
Well, yeah, that's your job, to act. So,
yeah,
very, very good. Well, Kimberly, Kim, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and best of luck on this release. Also, best of luck on Die Alone.
Thank you
come back
so
and
much.
chat with me if you can on that one as well. And
Absolutely.
yeah, congratulations on this.
Thank you so much, Norm. We'll
All
talk
right.
soon.